Hello viewers, you're watching List Service Amhara Media Corporation. This is Messenger program. In our today's Messenger program, we're going to talk about the Green Legacy implementation campaign being underway across the nation. Here I'm Brahan Workana with my colleague Mordo to discuss on the issue briefly. Do stay with us. Climate change is a global concern and a pressing environmental issue for human beings. That's why Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, launched this campaign in 2019. And also this Green Legacy campaign is very important, especially for enhancing the agriculture production. And also agriculture is a backbone of Ethiopian economy. Almost 80% of Ethiopian people depend on agriculture. That's why the initiative is launched in 2019 Gregorian calendar. Therefore, Modo, what can you say about the Green Legacy campaign which is being implemented across the nation starting from 2019?
Yeah, sure. The Green Legacy initiative is a multi-purpose and multi-faceted national campaign set with the ultimate goal of building a green and climate resilient Ethiopia. You know, it is about preserving or conserving the remaining forest cover in Ethiopia. It's about restoration of degraded and overexploited landscapes and soil, and it's about afforestation and forestation. So it is a huge campaign that is being run since 2019 in Ethiopia. So let's say about the why of this campaign. Why is this needed to be implemented in Ethiopia? Because Ethiopia is one of the most vulnerable countries in the world to climate change events. For example, we can talk about the frequent drought that is happening in Ethiopia since recent years, you know, and we can talk about the flood, unexpected rainfall, and the locust infestation. We can mention these examples, concrete examples of severe climate events, you know. So it is very important campaign.
Really, as we know, Ethiopia depends on agriculture. Almost, as I said before, 80% of Ethiopian population depend on agriculture. Therefore, the natural resource has to be conserved properly in order to enhance our product and productivity. At the same time, in order to ensure our food security, the agriculture sector has to be developed very well. As we know nowadays, those who have huge companies, huge industrial companies, are sending carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The emission of carbon dioxide into atmosphere is bringing different kinds of side effects on humanities in general, not only in Ethiopia, in the world. That's why Ethiopia is championing, or Ethiopia is taking this initiative into front in order to tackle these environmental challenges facing in Ethiopia. Therefore, this campaign is very important to create a resilient and green economy in our country, Ethiopia.
What makes it more important is that Ethiopia, Ethiopia's sectors of economy are very much climate change sensitive, such as rain-fed agriculture, forestry, water, and the high level of poverty in the country makes it exacerbated. You know, the vulnerability of Ethiopia to climate changes is exacerbated by these factors. So the Green Legacy initiative is launched to tackle all these situations, right? To minimize, to change, to fight the situation that is currently being seen in the country. So it is a very huge campaign, you know.
The Green Legacy campaign is part of the natural resource conservation. When we conserve the natural resource that we have, especially water conservation, soil conservation, and other natural resource conservation, it is very important to get expected amount of crops annually. If we did not conserve the natural resource, that is what we call it, the soil and the water, I think it is impossible to get expected amount of crops annually. So this is a kind of monumental and survival thing, especially for Ethiopia, because Ethiopian people depend on agriculture. That's the main reason. Now let's come to what does it seem the awareness of our people about the Green Legacy campaign? It is agriculture, which is feeding more than 120 million people. So, are we aware of the impact of the climate change? What does it seem the awareness of our people in terms of campaigning this Green Legacy properly across the nation? What can you say about this?
Some people may be downplaying or maybe understating, what Ethiopia is doing right now, right? But most of our people, most of the Ethiopian society are very well aware of this campaign, and they are simply having the benefits of the campaign. For example, some people are becoming advantages of the recovered areas, the rehabilitated areas. They are, having fresh water. Water is recovered back to its normal life. Rivers and fountains are flowing, right, naturally. So there are people who are, using agroforestry. So they are very much aware of the benefits of the Green Legacy initiative. We take the majority of the people, but maybe some people are still may not convinced about the legacies movement, right?
Definitely, as you said, the Green Legacy campaign is very important, especially for our country. Starting from 2019, the implementation of a Green Legacy campaign has brought monumental changes on the livelihood of human beings. For instance, when you reforest in a large scale, you're gonna conserve the environment. You're gonna preserve the water that you have. Therefore, many people are getting a kind of benefit, especially from the natural resource conservation. The more you conserve the natural resource that you have, the more you benefit from this. For instance, we can take in 2019, when the Green Legacy launched, Ethiopia planted more than 4 billion seedlings. These 4 billion seedlings consecutively, within 5 consecutive years, Ethiopia has planted more than 35 billion seedlings across the nation.
Right.
The planting of these 35 billion seedlings across the nation has brought a kind of monumental changes on the livelihood of the people. We will see it later on, the job creation that the youth is engaging in such kind of natural resource conservation. When we conserve the natural resource, people around the conserved area are getting benefit from the reserved areas, getting benefit from the planted trees, apart from the forest coverage.
So, the more their area is covered with forest, the better their life gets.
Really?
As I already told you, water regains to its natural flow.
Yes.
They get fresh water. Fountains resume their flowing, and their environment gets green. And even animal fodders. Animal fodders?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, they get animal fodders. When they get animal fodders, they get enough amount of dairy products. They raise cattle.
Really?
Dairy cattle, So they are seeing by their own eyes, they are seeing the benefits of the Green Legacy initiative. Most of the people are now very much convinced and very much aware of the advantages of the Green Legacy initiative. So I do think people are just witnessing its benefits.
As you said, when we conserve the natural resource, we can benefit a lot of things from the conserved natural resource. One, it creates job opportunity for the youth living around the vicinity, in terms of what we call it, as you have said, dairy farming, or what we call milk farming. If the environment is conserved very well, the people around there, they can depend their own life by rearing milk animals, what we call it dairy farming. They get enough amount of a grazing land. A grazing land as a form of fodder is very important to get expected amount of milk from the cow. And also when we conserve the environment, there are also people who are engaged in apiculture, in aquaculture, in beef farming. Therefore, these are the great opportunities period for our people in terms of natural resource conservation. We can say many things about this thing.
Yeah, even the soil is well preserved, and they are growing better crop yields, from the reserved locality, from their reserved, conserved, rehabilitated farmland. They are getting better amount of crop yield.
Yes.
So this is one advantage. So the society is just understanding the advantages of the green legacy, I do think. So the next one, let's talk about production and productivity.
Okay, as I've said, when we implement the green legacy campaign properly, indirectly we are managing our soil, we are managing our water. If we manage our water and soil properly, we can get a loam soil or fertile soil. This fertile soil is very important to enhance our product and productivity. We can get expected amount of crops when we conserve the environment, when we conserve the water, when we conserve the soil. Therefore, the Green Legacy campaign is very important to enhance product and productivity being produced in Ethiopia in general. We can say that.
Yeah, according to the United Nations report, in 2022 only, Ethiopia planted 500 million plants of premium market value, such as avocados, papayas, apples, mangoes. So if we take a look at the production and productivity, these plant seedlings are market oriented, primarily market oriented. So they increase the yield, the production yield of the country. These trees will grow and bear fruits sometime after. So they will increase the production and productivity of the country.
Really?
The people will be benefited from selling this fruit and from using them as food, as staple food, right? So Ethiopia is not simply planting trees. It's
really?
It's not simply covering the landscape with trees, but it is also planting, food and market-oriented trees as well. We can see the apiculture as well.
Really?
Yeah.
As you've said, according to the Green Legacy Coordinator Committee, Dr. Adafris Worko, in this year campaign only, Ethiopia has planned to plant 7.5 billion seedlings. These 7.5 billion seedlings are not only seedlings that enhance the forest coverage. There are seedlings that are very important, as you have said, economically very important trees. When we plant trees, as I said before, we can conserve the environment. In addition to the conservation of the environment, many people are getting income from the saplings being planted across Ethiopia. For example, we can take a coffee, we can take banana, we can take lemon, we can take orange, we can take apple. This is part of the Green Legacy campaign, but the Green Legacy campaign is not only focusing on plants, but also it is focusing on economically very important products that the community can benefit easily selling these kind of products. Therefore, as you said, the Green Legacy campaign is a survival matter for Ethiopian people, in addition to enhancing the product and productivity.
Even in the very short run, people are getting engaged in apiculture,
Yes.
beekeeping activities. We are witnessing a lot about this. So this is the result of a simple or concrete result of the Green Legacy initiative in Ethiopia. People, the amount or the yield of honey per year was dwindling from time to time in Ethiopia.
Really?
But people are re-engaged into this field of economy, this sector of economy. Beekeeping is becoming, more and more expanded in our country.
It's becoming a source of income for our people, we can say that.
Yeah, following the Green Legacy Initiative, the greenery of the area, following the number of or the forestry activity, apiculture is becoming one economic sector in our country.
Yeah.
Not only this, but also as already said, the animal fodder is becoming abundant in some areas, and people are getting animal fodder, and from this animal fodder they are rearing cattle, dairy, both dairy and beef fattening, right?
Yes, yes.
So it is very, very economical.
After the Green Legacy campaign officially launched in 2019, the Green Legacy campaign has brought many opportunities for Ethiopian people, we can say that. In terms of job opportunity, as you said, many uses around planted areas. When the environment became recovered, they are getting a kind of benefit, as you have said, dairy farming, beef farming, aquaculture, apiculture, beekeeping. These are agricultural sectors. There are users joining into this agriculture sector. Previously, because of the degradation of forests, because of the clear cutting of forests around their particular area, there has not been any kind of beef farming. There has not been any kind of beef fattening. Therefore, this is an important issue that is bringing many opportunities for the people of Ethiopia, apart from enhancing the forest coverage of Ethiopia.
It really helps us to ensure food security in our country. So it is part of the job creation opportunity in our country. Not only this, if we see it in terms of the job creation opportunities, there are seedling nurseries in our country. Okay. And within these seedling nurseries, about 800,000 workers have been hired or employed. So this is a huge job creation movement, right?
Really?
So besides this, as we have already said, aquaculture, people are getting engaged in aquaculture, rearing or producing fish, and apiculture, keeping bees, raising animals for dairy and beef purpose. So this is one of the advantages of the Green Legacy Initiative as a part of ensuring food security in our country.
There are 17 sustainable development goals. Among the 17 sustainable development goals, one is ensuring food security. Ethiopia has to ensure the food security. That's why Ethiopia is starting different kinds of initiatives. One is the Green Legacy Initiative. The other one is in order to ensure food security. What we call it, there is a program launched recently, Elema Trufat, or Bounty of Bread, I think. Yeah. This is also a campaign that is very important, especially in line with the Green Legacy campaign, in line with natural resource conservation. When we conserve the natural resource indirectly, you will get a bounty of baskets, or Elema Trufat. Elema Trufat is a program, a Green Legacy is a program, and also producing wheat in a large scale across Ethiopia is also one program. Coordinating these three things, Ethiopia is working to ensure food security. In order to ensure the food security, the agricultural system or the attitude of our people has to be changed. That's why the Green Legacy campaign is bringing different kinds of cultures in our people. Previously, as we have said, people they have water, they have land, but they have not been using the land properly. They have not been using the water properly. As you've said, when we conserve water, as you've said, we can have what we call it ponds. We can have dams. Therefore, there was no a practice of rearing fish using small ponds. There has not been a practice of apiculture.
Yeah.
You know, when the environment became green, clean, and resilient, it is very important for our people in general. We can also talk about the forest coverage of Ethiopia. Previously, Ethiopia, the forest of Ethiopia had been 40%. Because of lack of proper management of the forests, because of clear cutting of forests for different kinds of purposes, especially for firewood purpose, and also for the expansion of agricultural land. You know, knowingly or unknowingly, the people had been, you know, cutting trees. Because of this, the percentage of the forest from 40%, it has reduced into 3%. Now, since the launching of the Green Legacy 2019, Ethiopia has planted 5 billion seedlings, and also 2020 Ethiopia has planted 5 billion seedlings, and also 2021 Ethiopia has also planted 7 billion. 2022 Ethiopia has planted 6 billion, and also in 2023 Ethiopia has also planted 6.5 billion seedlings. And this year, according to the Green Legacy Initiative Coordinator Committee, Dr. Adefris, Ethiopia has planned to plant 7.5 billion seedlings. Within 5 consecutive years, Ethiopia has planted 35 billion seedlings. This year, Ethiopia has also planted 1.8 million hectares of land to plant 7.5 billion seedlings. Now, we have reached 35 billion seedlings. In the coming phase, in 2026, Ethiopia has planned to plant 50 billion seedlings. This is a big and monumental change that will make the forest coverage from 17.2% into 23.6%, from 23.6% into 30%. Therefore, after Ethiopia has completely planted 50 billion seedlings, the forest coverage will be expected 30%.
In general, the forest cover, as you said, the forest cover in Ethiopia was 40% in the very past, but it has been dwindled down to 3%, only 3%.
Yes.
And that is very alarming. But now, with the support and help of the government, with the effort of the government, that forest cover is now returning to 23.6 so far, right?
Yes.
The one included, you know, from within only 5 years, 17.2 to
23.6.
Yeah, this is a huge, progress, by the way, a huge progress, you know. If you achieve from 17.2% to 23.6% within 5 years, how much will you succeed, you know, in the coming 10 or 20 years? It will indicate you something, right?
Yeah.
So it is a very big step when forest coverage returns back.
Really?
When forest coverage recovers to normal, the biodiversity of our country will also, increase.
Yeah.
So let's say something about it.
Yeah, okay. When we said the forest cover is increasing from 17.2 to 23.6, it is totally confirmed by the international organizations. You know, the forest cover is the report of the forest cover of Ethiopia is confirmed by international organizations. It's not by the government of Ethiopia. There are international organizations who are studying about the forest cover of Ethiopia from 40 to 3, and from 3 to 11, and from 11 to 17.2, from 17.2 to 23.6. Therefore, when we enhance the forest cover indirectly, we are preserving the most important animals and plants, the fauna and flora, the biodiversity includes the fauna and the flora. The fauna and the flora are very important for our people. For example, endemic animals will live inside the biodiversity, inside the jungle forests. When we create a jungle forest, one, it can be used for tourism purpose. The other way, it can be used for studying the biodiversity of the fauna and the flora. Yeah. Therefore, scientists will come from international universities to study the species, you know, animals. It may be animal species, it may be plant species. These plant species and animal species found in Ethiopia will have its own significant impact on the global arena, you know. Medication. Plants are very important to produce a medicine. Therefore, unless we preserve the environment properly, we cannot get a medication. And also Ethiopia is also trying to produce by its own. Recently, there was an expo by the Ministry of Health. This is indirectly from the plants, from the environment, from the biodiversity that we are conserving now. Right. Will have a double effect in the near future. When we economically become rich, we have the potential, we have the capacity to exploit the resource that we have. Therefore, the forest cover is not simply an easy issue. It is a very important issue.
Yeah, that's why we say multifaceted purpose or multi-purpose campaign, you know.
Yeah.
It's not only ensuring food security.
Really?
It also helps regain the recovery of our biodiversity, our really? Fauna and flora in general, right? It's very, very huge movement, very huge campaign. But can you say about the survival rate so far?
The survival rate is increasing from year to year. You know, after the Green Legacy campaign launched in 2019, the awareness creation is being given for our community. When you create awareness, when you make aware of our people about the importance of the Green Legacy campaign, they gonna what we call it control it, you know. They gonna control and they gonna protect it. Therefore, they get a benefit from the natural resource conservation. They get a benefit from the Green Legacy campaign. Therefore, when they get a benefit, they understand how much the essence of the natural resource conservation is very important for them. Because of this, they are planting nowadays. Even though the government is launching year to year, the community is aware of planting seedlings that will be very important, not only for their agricultural purpose, but also for the future generation. So, the survival rate of planting seedlings is above 80%. We can say that. The cumulative of a 5 years sapling plantation is above 80%.
Yeah, you know, when you say the people are understanding the benefit of the Green Legacy initiative, because previously they were mobilized to do the tree planting, the seedling planting activity, but these days the people are doing it by themselves, right? You may get someone planting a tree seedling around his residential area, around farmlands. So people are understanding the benefit of the Green Legacy initiative, and now these days they are not mobilized to do the tree planting or the seedling planting activity. They are doing it by themselves. So we can say that the people are just witnessing the Green Legacy initiative motive, right?
The main reason why the Green Legacy campaign is being implemented in our country, Ethiopia, is that especially the climate change is a pressing matter globally. You know, even though you are very rich in natural resource, even though you are very rich in producing different kinds of products that will be very important for exporting to other African countries. We can take very developed nations like America, Russia, Britain, Brazil. They have jungle forests. This jungle forest is not protecting them to be proud of the climate change. The government of Ethiopia is practicing this green legacy campaign, creating awareness not only for the people living in rural areas, but also for the people living in towns and cities. Therefore, this is bringing a kind of monumental change on the livelihood of our people. Even this nowadays, there is also a campaign, greening or beautification. This greening, beautification of towns and cities is also part of green legacy campaign, I think, because there are plants being planted in the form of green legacy campaign, exotic plants that are very important for beautifying towns and cities. We can take Addis Ababa city, the corridor development project. This is also part of the green legacy campaign, which is being implemented in our capital Addis Ababa as part of green legacy campaign. This also bringing a kind of many opportunities for our people, I think.
Yeah, in relation to climate change, if we take back to 4 decades, for the last 4 decades, Ethiopia's temperature rise has been recorded about 0.37.
Okay.
That is about 0.4 degrees Celsius. It may seem little, but it is a very huge increase or rise of temperature in Ethiopia for the last 4 decades. Each decade, Ethiopia's temperature has risen to 0.37 degrees Celsius. If this continues, if this continues to the coming 30 or the coming 4 decades, you know how much warm our country will be, right?
Yeah.
So that is why Ethiopia is now taking actions to tackle, to reverse this situation, right?
Really?
So climate change is a global issue, not only an Ethiopian issue.
Yeah.
It's a global, world threatening event. But Ethiopia is taking its own measure.
Really?
Yeah.
Even as we speaking here in the studio now, there are many people across the world facing a serious problem by heat wave, because of climate change. Unexpected rainfall is there, unexpected flooding is there, unexpected heat wave is there, This is because of the climate change. The emission of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere is bringing many calamities on fauna and flora, we can say that, on human beings, even on plants, Therefore, this is a big issue that has to be taken action at infancy level. Therefore, Ethiopia's initiative, launched by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, is becoming an exemplary for neighboring countries. We can say that. Neighboring countries like Djibouti, Kenya, have taken the experience of sharing this green legacy campaign into their own country. Therefore, Ethiopia is championing this in the East Africa. Even the government of Ethiopia, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, has got a kind of recognition via green legacy campaign, which is being implemented in Ethiopia, Green Legacy Leadership Award. He has taken the award internationally. Therefore, Ethiopia is taking many actions in terms of benefiting their own citizens.
So Ethiopia in general, when we sum it up, Ethiopia is benefiting in the very short run from the green legacy, and it will be benefited more in the long run, and it will be a diplomatic or a green diplomatic example to neighboring countries and other East African countries in the future, right? So let's conclude our discussion here.
Okay. Hello viewers, you have been watching English Service Amhara Media Corporation. You have been watching Messenger program. This is all for today. Many thanks for watching. do stay with the rest of Amhara Media Corporation English program.